Okay, folks, we have Coach Kim Caldwell, Jewel Spear, and Talaysia Cooper up here. We're going to open up with a statement from Coach, and then we'll go to some questions for the student athletes, and then we'll come back with Coach. If you have a question, please raise your hand. But, Coach, if you don't mind, an opening statement, please.
I thought we played really, really hard, probably the hardest we've played all year, which is what we needed. And I thought we played as a team, which is something we've really been working on. And hats off to the Ohio State fan base. It was loud in there for a period of time, and I thought we did a really good job. Our huddles were tight. We did a really good job of playing through the runs, which is something we talked about.
Okay, we'll open up the floor for questions for the student athletes. Please.
We have our report for both Julie and Talaysia. Just what does it mean to be in the Sweet 16 this year?
It's great. We've been working hard to get here all year. We put in the work day in and day out, and this is something we wanted.
Yeah, I say it means a lot for this program and the people that are here right now. With Coach Kim coming in for her first year and the people that stayed and the transfers that came, it just talks a lot about the culture that we established on day one and that everybody's playing a part in what we're doing right now.
Jewel, what does it say about this group to come back after that Ohio State 16-0 run and kind of punch right back?
Yeah, we knew that they were going to go on a run. They're a really good team. We went on our run. They went on their run. But we just stuck together. Our huddles were very tight. We stayed calm. It was very loud in there, so we needed each other, and we had each other's back.
Jewel, Talaysia, and Samara both played over 30 minutes tonight. What do you think it says about them that they're able to play at such a high level for so long?
Yeah, I think it just says, like, they're willing to do whatever it takes for the team. And Cooper was out there. She had 7 steals, which is crazy. So she was playing both sides of the court. And then Sam was out there making plays as well. So it just says that our conditioning is really good as well.
Brianna McKay, Columbus Dispatch. In that 16-0 run for Ohio State, Jelani Cambridge was kind of leading the way. What did you guys kind of do defensively to kind of stop her and contain her for the rest of the game?
Yeah, just try and guard her as a team. We know she's a really good player that likes to get downhill. So we were trying to get in our gaps better and force her to make passes and other people to score.
Any other questions for the student athletes? And I will check on the Zoom if there's anyone there. Michael, anyone that you see? Maria, you have the mic.
Thank you. Maria Cornelius, 247 Sports, Tennessee, for both Jewel and Talaysia. Your points off turnovers are 37 to 15. That is an incredibly high number to double them up, or actually more than double them up. What fueled the defense tonight? Y'all, it looked like it was very inspired out there.
Just playing our game, getting up and pressuring, just knowing rotating in the back, talking on defense, doing the little things.
Yeah, I thought we were, like Talaysia said, I thought we were very aggressive in our press up front, and our back line rotated up and got a lot of steals. And also when we turned over the ball, we made sure that they couldn't score. So I think it speaks a lot to our next play mentality. When we turned it over, we were thinking of the next play.
Any other questions for the student athletes? If not, ladies, congratulations, and you can head back to the locker room.
Thank you. Oh, we can keep these?
Yep. Folks, we'll open up the floor for questions for Coach Caldwell. Right down there on the right.
Kim, just at what point this season did you think that this team was going to be capable of making a Sweet 16 run?
I think there was a period of time right there when we had that 3-game home stretch, maybe 4-game home stretch, where we were playing really well. And then again, we all know what kind of happened at the back half of the season. But at that point in time, I knew we could do it. That was something we talked about from the very beginning, is we wanted to make it to the Sweet 16.
Felt like when Ohio State went on that 16-0 run, it was kind of some of the issues from earlier in the year when you get a lead and kind of instantly lose it. What does it say about this team that was not the case this time, that they punched back after that run?
I think that we're growing. I think we're playing as a team. We talked about that. We knew it was going to happen. And we've been through that a lot. We've been through it countless other games. And I told them that I don't want to have to bail them out with timeouts. I want them to be able to just work through it. I did not really realize it was 16-0. I probably should have called a timeout. But they did a good job. I mean, I think we followed it with maybe a 14-0 run.
Hey, Kylie Ashton, TVC News. Yesterday you talked about how you couldn't just wait around for them to miss shots, that you had to guard. How did that mindset help you get this win today?
Yeah, I thought it was great early. I thought towards the end of the third, beginning of the fourth, we did give them some uncontested looks, specifically when they went on their run, and then a little bit towards the end of the game. So we could have kind of cleaned that up a little bit better.
Maria, on Zoom, you want to ask a question, please?
Yes, Coach, Ruby Whitehorn, she's been maybe a little bit quiet the last several games, but she just was, electric for y'all tonight. 14 points, 5 boards, 3 assists, just 1 turnover. Just how key was Ruby in this game?
Yeah, I think Ruby's locked in. She really wants to win. She's a player that's never been to the tournament before, so she's excited to be here. She played so hard tonight. I think she was the hardest playing player on the floor, which is huge. We need that from her every single night.
Following up on that run, it came right after you went on a 14-0 run yourself. Does that make it more difficult to kind of, get back to net neutral when you reach that high and then that low right after? Like, how do you approach the huddle when you did call that timeout to try to get things back on track?
I didn't have to really say anything, and that's when our team is the best. And we've talked about it all year. They had it handled. They had it handled. I didn't even need to be here today. I didn't. They had it handled at halftime. They had it handled in the timeouts before I got there. They were saying things before I said it. I mean, there were countless times that I was getting ready to say something, and they already said it. So they kind of led themselves, which is big.
What are the emotions just with bringing this program back to the Sweet 16 in your first year as head coach?
I'm happy for them. I'm happy to see how excited they are. I guess at some point in time, I told them if we make it to the Sweet 16, they can wear whatever shoes they want, and they remembered that. I mean, they were telling me that when there was still time on the clock. And so just to see how excited they are and see what it means to them is nice.
Yeah, the questioner online had the question to the players. You guys forced 23 turnovers. I believe, not sure, I don't have the box score in front of me, but one of the players had 7 steals.
Yeah. Talaysia.
Talaysia Cooper, 7 steals. Their point guard had 8 turnovers herself. Just your thought on getting this game at a pace and at a kind of a frenetic frenzy to where mistakes were going to happen. I mean, is that kind of what you wanted to have happen, I suppose?
No, absolutely. We wanted to turn the pressure up, and we talked too. I thought we did a really good job of playing through our mistakes. We had a couple possessions where we turned it over and we got it right back. We turned it over and we got back and contested a shot at the rim and got the rebound. We would miss a layup and then we would go get the rebound. And so we knew it was going to be a kind of a game of mistakes. Anytime you have 2 teams that press and pressure and there's a lot of possessions, you're going to have some empty ones. And it's just making sure that the other team doesn't capitalize off of it.
They fought so hard to get the lead, went ahead by 1 point, and 8 seconds later, it was Cooper hit a 3 8 seconds later, and you guys go back up and you never trail again. Just for them to have worked so hard to get the lead and then you grab it right back, that's got to be a little bit of a deflation for them and a big shot for you guys.
Yeah, I think that, again, when you have teams that go on runs, you know that they're going to take a lead. We talked about it at halftime. We knew that we were up by 5. I told them that they were going to take another lead. I told them that the crowd was going to get into it, and so we just had to play through it.
The 3 in the corner by Whitehorn to beat the shot clock, that felt like that was it. At that moment, it was probably, they weren't coming back probably from that.
Yeah, and we did a really good job. I think 2 weeks ago, we would have shot a shot at 28 seconds on the shot clock, and it probably wouldn't have been a good one. So I thought we had 2 buzzer beaters that were the one more pass with the shot clock violation. That means we're just playing offense together for longer, which is something we really spent the break working on.
Samara Carpenter, TVC News. Hollingshed and Spearman both hustling and applying a lot of pressure tonight in the paint. How has their contribution to that helped the team's success tonight?
I thought Jill played great. I think Z played great too. And Z, we kind of always get that from Z, but Jill really stepped up. She was being so aggressive early in the game, and so she helped us realize that we could go inside. And Z hit some big buckets for us late to kind of seal the deal as well.
Coach, you mentioned the crowd a couple times. You got a chance to coach against this team, see the way that they play. What are kind of your impressions of this Ohio State program and where they can be? This is obviously second straight year where they fell short of the Sweet 16, and obviously their aspirations are to come back and get there eventually.
Yeah, I mean, it's a stacked roster, a great program, great fan base. I don't particularly want to come back. It's really, really close to my hometown, so that was cool. A lot of familiar faces for me, which I appreciate. Everyone that traveled to watch us, our coaching staff is all kind of from this region, Cincinnati, Ohio, West Virginia. So it was nice to see some familiar faces in the stands as well.
Coach, in the second half, they kind of went for a shorter lineup, Ohio State. How did you guys kind of capitalize on that, especially in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, I think we wore them down, and I think towards the end, they just didn't have gas to keep us in front of them.
Going to head back to the Zoom. Maria, another question?
Coach, two quick questions. One, you won the rebound battle and second chance points 21-6. That is a lopsided stat in your favor. Just talk about how aggressive y'all were on the offensive glass, and then second part, this team has been up and down. I mean, they've had a lot of adversity. They've had some big wins. I know you're not done yet, but how proud are you of this team to get to this point right now?
I'm incredibly proud of this team, and I'm proud of our rebounding effort. It takes rebounds to win in March, and we know that, and we have to continue to do that.
Any other questions? If not, Coach, it's been a pleasure hosting you and your team. All the best in regionals.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.